Okay, here we go. Take your knees together and your feet wide in that constructive rest. Take one hand to your belly and start to notice your breath. You can close your eyes or take a soft gaze. And I'm just going to read you a little paragraph out of this Journey to the Heart book. And it's just something to think about as you practice. And while I'm reading, just start to deepen your breath, inhaling for 4 to 5 seconds and exhaling for the same amount of time. Discover the power of meditation. I saw Spirit Rock Center, a meditation center, as I drove along the highway in Northern California. I turned into the parking lot and watched as people moved about the grounds very slowly. They were practicing a walking meditation. Meditation teaches us to relax, to connect with our body, to let spirit and body become one. Many of us spent years abandoning ourselves, our emotions, and our bodies. We've been present for others, and now it is the time for us to stay present for ourselves, fully and completely. Meditation helps us leave our routine for a bit and slow down. We deliberately exhale stress, tension, and fear. Then we inhale the light, beauty, peace, and love. We slow our minds and slow our bodies until we reach that quiet place. Meditation can renew us and help us to return our lives to our lives refreshed. So I want you to inhale light, beauty, peace, and love. Exhale stress, tension, and fear. Take one more round of deep breath. And then windshield wiper your knees side to side. And we'll start with warming up our core. Take your heels to the sky for waterfall, straightening your legs. And you can point your feet, flex your feet. Just do a few of those. And then give your knees a hug into your chest. Take a little rock side to side. And then we're going to heels up to the sky. And then lower your legs, straight legs. It's okay if they bend. Lower them, hovering like halfway toward the ground. And see if you notice your back popping up. Then bring them back up. You want to try to keep your low back pressing into the mat. So hug the belly in, press the low back to the mat, and then lower the feet until you feel your back popping up, and then come back up. So still pressing your back into the mat, lower down, and come back up. So inhale down, exhale, come up. We're going to do this slow and controlled. Inhale down, exhale up. You can even, if you have low back pain, you can take your hands to your low back, palms face down, and then try it. Inhale down, exhale up. Maybe you can go a little lower now. Inhale down, exhale up. Let's do 3 more. And give your knees a hug. And take your heels back to the sky. We're going to clasp our hands together and leave your little guns out, your water guns, your pointer and thumbs. Okay, and we're going to drop the left leg down, and then we're going to pick our chest up off the ground and kind of shoot over here by our right hip. And then come back down with our head, hands pointing to the sky, heels pointing to the sky, other side. Right leg down, pick up your chest, and karate chop or shoot your gun to the left hip. Coming back up, other side, slow and controlled. Back up, other side, up. Try to exhale when you crunch. Inhale, coming back. Exhale, other side. Inhale, coming back. Let's try to do 2 more each side. Nice and controlled. And give your knees a hug. Let's wake up our internal abs. Take your bridge pose feet hip distance apart. Hug the belly in, press that low back into the mat so you have no space. You can even try to stick your fingers under your back. Make sure that you can't get your hands under there. That's how you want your back to be. And keeping that engagement in your core, straighten the right leg down your mat, bring it back in. Left leg, bring it back in. We'll do 10, other side. 9, other side. 8, other side. 7, other side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Take a windshield wiper. Then cross your right knee on top of your left and grab your ankles and pull your knees close to your chest and then pull down on your feet. Maybe you're able to grab the outsides of your feet or your toes are easier for you, or maybe just hold on to your knees. This is reclined shoelace. Then lengthen the back of your neck. So taking your chin toward your chest. Take a few deep breaths. Inhaling peace. Exhaling stress. And keeping your legs how they are, let go of your feet. Cross your left arm on top of the right. Stack your elbows. You can hug yourself here or hug upward and grab your palms for eagle arms. And we're just going to lengthen our legs down the mat, keeping them crossed, and just tap your toes. And then lengthen your arms behind your head and tap your fingers. If you're holding on to your, if you're hugging yourself, you'll just bring your elbows pointing back. And then you're going to sit up and crunch, tap your elbow to your knee. Come back down, tap, up, tap. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, exhale coming up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Cross your left leg on top of the right this time. Hug your knees in, holding onto your ankles or your feet, and then pull down on your feet or ankles. Breathe. And then let go of your feet. Right arm goes on top of the left. Stack the elbows, hug or hug upward. And let's crunch. Tap behind you. Lift up, lift your chest up. Come back down, tap. 9, 8. Lift with your chest to the sky. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Take a windshield wiper. And bring the soles of your feet to touch. Grab your ankles or the outsides of your feet. Press your knees away and pull your feet toward you for Supta Baddha Konasana or supine butterfly. And still holding onto those feet or ankles, kick your heels up to the sky for happy baby. Take a little rock side to side. Just try to keep your back on the ground. Tailbone reaching for the ground. You can try straightening one leg, bending the other. Just don't force it, just notice. Notice where you are today. Release, rock front to back. And we're gonna end up in boat pose. Balancing on those sit bones. Knees can be bent or straight. Float your hands alongside your knees, drop them to the ground. You can drop your toes to the ground. You can hold onto your thighs. Lift the sternum to the sky and breathe. On our next inhale, low boat. Hovering over the ground. Exhale into boat. Inhale, low boat. Exhale, boat. This is where you're like, why did I eat before this class? Inhale, low boat. Exhale, boat. All right, stay here in boat. We're gonna do 20 tick-tocks. You can use a block or just your hands. We're just gonna tap to each side, keeping our legs floating, or you can drop your toes. 20, other side, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come to tabletop, hands and knees. Woo! I'm getting warm, hope you are. Let's take some cat-cows, starting this movement from the base of your spine. So curl the tailbone up to the sky, press the belly down, open the chest, then lift the chin, inhale. Exhale from the base of the spine, curling the tailbone, moving up your back, rounding up to the sky. Take a few of those at your own pace. Send your hips side to side. And once you're even, front to back, side to side, we'll drop down to our forearms for a forearm plank. Make sure those elbows are underneath your shoulders. You can clasp your hands out in front. You can stay on your knees and just walk your knees past behind your hips, or you can tuck your toes under and lift your hips up. Try to keep your back straight so hips aren't sinking to the ground and they're not up here in down dog. Breathe. If you want to kick it up, Take the right knee, tap the right elbow, bring it back. Left knee, left elbow. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to your knees and take your right arm underneath your left for thread the needle. Rest your right temple on the mat or a block, and then open your chest up to the left. So for this, you do want your knees to be under your hips. One more breath. And bring that left hand back underneath you. Lift the right arm to the sky for a little counter stretch. And bring it back down. One more plank. You got this. Clasp your hands. Come onto that forearm plank on your knees or on your toes. Hug the belly in and kind of round the upper back and drop the hips. You can stay here, or we're going to bring the right toes out and tap off your mat. Bring them back in, left toes out, tap. We'll do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop to your knees. Thread the left arm under the right for thread the needle on the other side. One more breath. And then walk the right hand underneath you a little bit. Slide the left arm up to the sky. And then bring it back down. Make sure you're in perfect tabletop. So wrists are under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. If you have your computer on, hopefully you can see this. Tuck your toes under right where you are. Lift your hips back for down dog. Knees can be bent here or straight. You can pedal your feet. And really lift your hips up and back to help take pressure off of your hands. Imagine most of your weight is going into your hips, which is being pulled up behind you. And then take your feet wide off of your mat. Okay, so now it's like down dog and wide-legged fold just had a baby. You can press your chest toward the mat and still lift your hips up and back. Hug the belly in. And then walk your feet one at a time back to down dog. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat in a forward fold. If you want to fold to your block, you can if you have a block. Take a little sway side to side. And then plant that left hand out in front. Bend the left knee and lift the right hand up to the sky for a little twist. If you'd like to take that top hand and wrap it behind your back and then open the shoulder up a little bit more, you can do that. Try to keep your weight even between both feet. And come back down. Switch to the other side. Bend the right knee. Lift the left hand to the sky. You can wrap that top arm behind you if you like. And come back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Straighten out your spine. Pull the crown of your head away from you. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Palms together, and then grab that right wrist with your left hand, lift it up and over for a standing crescent. And see if you can look up. Inhale to center. Switch to the other side. Exhale, lean over, look up. Inhale to center. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Squeeze your glutes and lift yourself up all the way. Palms together overhead. Exhale, step back with the left foot for high crescent lunge. Now look down at your feet. Your feet should be hip distance apart here. Front knee bent, back leg straight. Both feet are pointing forward parallel. Lift the sternum to the sky and breathe. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your elbows back. Pull your shoulder blades together and look up. Inhale up. Exhale, open up to warrior two. So for this, you may have to move that front foot toward the center. Keep that deep bend in the front knee. Inhale. Exhale. Let the shoulders pull away from your ears. Inhale, flip the right palm, send it overhead, peaceful warrior. Feel that side body stretch. Exhale, side angle, right arm to right thigh, reach overhead with the left. Try to keep a nice line of energy from the outer edge of that left foot shooting out to your left fingertips. Good. Inhale into star. Exhale, turn your feet parallel and fold forward, wide-legged fold. Let your head hang and relax. Bend one knee, straighten the other, and switch to the other side. Little side lunges. Okay, then come back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Flatten out your spine. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees and rise all the way up. Bring your hands together at heart center. Turn your feet out, toes out, heels in. We're gonna do skandasana. Knees are tracking the same direction as the toes. So we're just bending the left knee, picking up the right toes, and then switch over to the other side. Pick up the left toes. It looks opposite from where I am with you. Just moving back and forth. If you want to practice going lower, we've been doing this movement for a while. Maybe you can go a little bit lower, or maybe you just stay the same. Okay, we'll do one more on each side. Slow and controlled, keeping your chest up. You guys look great from where I can see. Turn the left toes to the back of your mat and turn the right toes to the side, warrior two. Take a deep breath. Deep breath out. If you have a block and you want to use it for balance, go ahead and place that at the back of your mat. And then walk that back foot in just a tiny bit. Get ready to tip forward for half moon. So pop off your back leg and then tip forward, straightening both legs. Whew. I'm a little off today. And you can work on hugging that belly in and trying to stack the right hip on top of the left. You can also keep that right hand on your hip. If you don't have a block, you can just tent your fingers on the ground. And when you're done playing, bring that back foot down, warrior two. And then we're gonna pop off that back foot again, all your weight on the left, and turn into chair pose at the back of your mat. So toes touching, heels apart, knees touching. Sit low. Make sure you can see your toes. If not, you need to send your hips back a little bit. Breathe. Exhale, fold. Walk your feet hip distance apart. If you want to use a block for eagle pose, place that block on the outer edge of your left foot. Inhale all the way up using your glutes. Squeeze them and let them pick you up. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. All your weight on the left foot, pick up the right. Cross the right knee over and sit into that chair. Then the left arm goes on top of the right. Hug yourself or hug upward for eagle. Lift the elbows, shoulders down. Breathe, squeeze your arms and legs together. Round forward and hug your elbows into your abdomen if it doesn't bother your back. And then unwind, warrior two. Good, cartwheel your hands down. Step back into a plank. Flow through your vinyasa, which is plank, lowering down halfway or all the way. Inhale for baby cobra, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. Then bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top, the back of your mat in a forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Squeeze your glutes, lift yourself all the way up. And then step back with your right foot, high crescent lunge. Make sure your feet are hip distance. You have a nice solid foundation. Left hip's pulling back, right hip's pulling forward. Lift the sternum up to the sky. Try to get that straight back leg. Inhale. Exhale, cactus, and look up if you can. Inhale up. Exhale, warrior two. You might need to move that front foot over a little. Breathe. Lift the left palm to the sky and send it overhead, peaceful warrior. Keep that nice deep bend in that front knee. Exhale, side angle. Right arm goes overhead. If you want to try to reach for the ground here with your left hand, you can do that too. And then inhale up to star. Reaching up, we're all stars. Woo. Exhale, turn your feet parallel, fold forward. You can keep doing those side lunges if you'd like, or if you want to try a twist here, take your right hand up ahead in the middle, and then grab your right ankle with your left hand. Then open your chest up to the right, looking under that right armpit. Hug the belly in. And switch to the other side, left hand out in front, right hand grabs that left ankle, pull yourself open to the left. Then come back to center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up and squeeze your glutes. Bend your knees, arms up. Warrior two facing the front of your mat. Walk that back foot in a little bit. Send your block to the front of your mat if you want to use a block. And get ready to tip forward for a half moon. When you're ready, pop off the back foot. Hug the core in tight. And then drop the back foot, warrior two. And then we're gonna lift all of our weight into the right foot, coming into chair at the front of your mat. Sit low. Arms in line with your ears. Breathe in peace. Breathe out stress, worry, and fear. Then fold forward. Feet hip distance. Then inhale all the way up using your glutes. Palms together. All your weight on the right foot, pick up the left. Place that block to the outside of the right foot if you want to use a block for eagle. Cross the left leg over the right, sit low. Right arm on top of the left. And hug yourself. Or take the eagle arms. Breathe. Round forward and tuck those elbows in if you did it on the other side. And come out. And we'll just fold forward. Step back and flow through your vinyasa, or skip it and meet us in down dog. All right, drop down to your knees. It's yin time. Grab your hard balls or your block or nothing. I'll give you stuff to do for all. We're gonna start with reclined butterfly. So take the soles of your feet to touch, knees out wide, and we're just gonna lie back. Now, if you have nothing, you're gonna lay here and relax and breathe. If you have your balls, sorry, I don't know why I have to say it like that. You're gonna place that right there in between your trapezius muscles at the top, okay? Not on your bone, obviously, only on the fleshy, muscly part. And then you're just gonna sink down onto those. If you have a block, it's gonna be the same thing, except these top 2 points on the short side will be digging in that area. So you place your block with the top 2 points right there, kind of the top part of your trapezius muscles, okay? It's easier if you put your block down and then lay back on it. You may have to adjust your head. If you're on a block, your head will flop down. So if you need to grab a blanket to put under your head, you can. Now, if you have no props, you can just try taking your arms overhead and grabbing your opposite elbows You can also do this with a block or the balls. Or if you have the balls, you can just work on kind of moving your arms slowly up toward the sky and back behind you. And then kind of bringing them back. It's kind of a little bit more of movement for yin, but it's myofascial release. So you can also take your arms out wide and slowly move them up overhead, like you're making a snow angel. I guess it'd be more of like a dirt angel since we're in Texas, or a sand angel. I know you're laughing. I can feel it. I'm just laughing at myself. But just notice what you're feeling. And if you are on those balls, you might want to try moving them down just a little bit. Just a little bit closer toward your chest, away from your head. You can also do that on the block. Move down. You're just kind of going down your spine, and then you can continue with those arm movements. If your legs become tired, you can straighten them down your mat. And then move down just a little bit more. So the balls or block are actually moving down your spine, going toward your pelvis. And then one more time, a little bit down, further down your spine, maybe an inch. Just listen to your body. If it's extreme pain, then that's not the spot you need to be in. And you can also just be still in this pose. We'll take about 4 more breaths. All right, and then slowly come off of those lovely props or just of yourself. And then give your knees a hug into your chest. Feel without any props. And then for this next one, take your feet flat on the mat, knees pointing to the sky like bridge pose. And I'll start off showing you what to do with the balls. You're going to place them at your lower back, along your spine, not on your spine, surrounding your spine, on the outside of your spine. Ways I can say that. Okay? And then you're just going to lower your pelvis down toward the ground. So those balls are just kind of like digging into right above your pelvis, that big bone. Okay? And you're just going to stay here. And you can work on bringing one knee up toward your chest and then bringing it down, slow and controlled. Again, if it hurts really bad, you have it in the wrong spot. You may need to go up a little bit higher on the medial part of your back, then bring the other knee up. So you're going to keep going through that. If you have a block, it's like supported bridge. So you lift your hips up to the sky, place your pelvis there on, or the sacrum on your block. Same thing, bring the knee up to the chest. Switch out. If you have nothing, you're just on your back doing the same thing. And when you're ready to become still, You could stay here with your knees bent in bridge pose and relax, or try straightening your legs down your mat. You can do this with the balls on your back as well. Be here for about 10 more breaths. And then bring your feet back to the mat, bending your knees. Lift your hips, slide those balls or block or air out from underneath you. Give your knees a hug. And then we'll take supine pigeon and cross that right foot over the left thigh. Keep your ball handy. This isn't really going to work with a block. So if you don't have anything, you're just pulling that left leg toward your chest, just normal supine pigeon. If you do have a block, you can place that, not a block, a ball. You can place that under the right glute. So start at the top of the glute near the pelvis, and you're holding on to the back of that left thigh, and you're just kind of rocking side to side on that ball. So it's kind of digging into your glute. Probably isn't going to feel as good to you if you've never done this before. People walking by are like, what? I wish y'all were here right now. So you want to try to roll from basically where your spine is, but on your glute, the top of the glute, out to the hip. And then lower the ball down, roll out to the hip. Each time you're just kind of rolling from the center of the glute out to the outer part of the glute. That's a little bit hard to do in this pose, but you can do it. If you feel a tender spot, then just stay there. If you're in supine pigeon, you can rock side to side if you don't have a ball, and just stay where you feel the most sensation. All right. And bring that left foot down. Keeping your legs crossed. We did this one last week. Drop your left knee and your right foot over to the left. And then push that right knee away from you toward the back edge of the front edge of your mat. Try to keep both shoulders pinned to the ground. And then bring your knees back up. Switch to the other side. Left ankle crosses over the right. Take your lacrosse ball or whatever ball or no ball under your left glute this time. Reach through your legs, grab the back of that right thigh and roll around or sway side to side. So what this ball is doing is breaking up fascia that can cause pain over time. If it's not broken up, it just starts to kind of pile on top of each other and get tight. It can cause hip pain in your glutes. It can cause lower back pain. So it's really good to roll out these muscles every day if you can, or at least once a week. And then bring your knees back to center. Remove the ball if you're using one. Let the left foot and right knee fall over to the right. Push that left knee away from you. Pin your shoulders down and breathe. And inhale your knees back to center. Uncross your legs, give your knees a final hug. Curl up into a tight ball, squeeze your feet, your toes, make fists, squeeze your knees in, squeeze your face, squeeze everything. And then relax everything down. We're gonna take pentacle. So take your feet wide off your mat. Take your arms out wide. Take up as much space as you can. Time. Take 3 deep breaths. Allow your body to soften into the earth. Take time to inhale peace. Exhale fear. And just let go. Begin to deepen your breath. Bring movement back into your body. And then roll over to one side of your body. When you get there, inhale the biggest breath of the day. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Let's do one more of those. Inhale deep. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands together at heart center. Oh yeah, come up to a seated position, sitting up tall. Bring your hands together, Anjali Mudra. Drop your chin toward your chest. Take another deep breath in. Open your mouth, let it go. Thank you guys so much for carving out time for yourself today and every Wednesday. I hope to see you every Wednesday and every Monday coming up in May. Thank you so much for joining me. The light in me honors the light in you. Have a beautiful night.